Hey there traders, welcome to the Pip Anchor Sessions video summary. I'm going to run you through a couple of things that we got up to today in London and New York sessions. So let's get into it. But before we start, let me just mention to you that yesterday we had a pretty rough day. It was the first day in a long time that we've ended on a bit of a negative. Personally, in my trading, I ended the day with minus 50, the London session at least, and then was able to, in New York session, grab a few pips back and ended off the whole day at minus 37. So it wasn't a great day yesterday, but you know that brought us into today. Started the day with a minus 37 from yesterday, and then we came across the Swissy. So let's have a look at what we're doing. Now, the Swissy, as you can see through here, the 200 was capping the move to the top side, as we can see. We were in a down channel, as you can see there. All right, so the 200 was arcing over, 21 coming down, 200 was capping the move, and we were banging our heads up against there a few times. We did manage to catch a trade off this 200 previously up there down to the bottom of the channel, bounced back up again, and then we were looking for new opportunities to get short. So have a look at the 1 hour chart here. What I did was I drew a trend line based on the moves that I was seeing, the lower highs. Notice how we're getting lower highs. And what does that indicate to you? When you see lower highs, you see a daily central pivot point lower than the previous days, you're in a down channel, you're below the 200, what are you thinking? You're thinking short, right? So what we did was we made a trend line on the charts like this, waited for an opportunity to touch that trend line and get short. So if you have a look at the trend line that we had here, you look at the other hourly chart here with the weekly pivots on, you'll notice that it was a very nice looking short. We still had the weekly S1 as protection. So what we did was we went short there, put our stop loss above weekly S1 at 133.2, and it was a pretty safe trade. It spiked against us a little bit, sure, but we had the trend line protecting us, we had the mid pivot protecting us, and we had the weekly S1 protecting us. So it was a pretty good trade, a decent risk to reward ratio. We were targeting the 365, but I said to everybody in the room that I would like to see 200 pips out of this trade. Well, have a look at this. There's our entry. Here's where I got out. What is that? 206, 205 pips. So it was a pretty nice spot to get out. Why did I get out? Well, have a look at the move. Beautiful move down, right? We just broke the 365. You would immediately think, well, you know, this is going further. Well, maybe, but we were stretched. And we started to get some blue candles. We started to get some, messy moves. And so what I thought was, you know what, it's starting to get messy here. It took another dive, get out. And that's what I did. And it looked like it was a pretty good area to get out. As you can see, I got out, what's that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours ago. And very near to the low as well, which was pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that trade. Was able to recover the minus 37 pips from yesterday and add 100 and something odd pips to that as well, which was pretty good. Happy about that. But that's not where it ended. Have a look at what we did on the euro as well. Here's another trade that we were talking about. Now, we were looking at this trade. Now, a number of people got this trade a lot better than I did, for the simple reason that I was in the room and I was setting this up with everybody, and I was saying to them, have a look at this beautiful bullish hammer on the 4 hour. And I was saying to everybody today that because of my loss yesterday, I'd like to be a little bit more conservative today and focus on the 4 hour chart. So here's the 4 hour chart. We had the event being the bullish hammer. We had the location being on the 21 moving average, at the same time being the daily S1 down here. And I said to everybody, you break that high, you should jump in long. So a number of guys did that. As we were breaking that high, I clicked the buy order, and I was going to put a pending order just above that high. As I was busy doing that, the guys saw me pull the chart up in front of them, the box up in front of them to place my pending order, and the pair just took off without me. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get in there, but I waited for a new opportunity. I was thinking, well, if we break R1, maybe I can get a retest. I was hoping for a retest of the central pivot, didn't give it. Hoping for a decent retest of this trend line, didn't get it. And then I got a sort of a retest of the R1 level, as you can see there, the first resistance pivot. Jumped in long, and as you can see, got out here for 51 pips profit. Why did I get the trade out? Well, have a look at where we were. Right, we were close to the highs on the previous 4 hour candle, as you can see, close to these highs. We were near to the R1 candle. We spiked through, and I was saying to myself, I'm not so sure that this is going to continue. So I took my profit. Looks like it was a good move. So not a bad day today, in excess of 250 pips. So, a very nice day today. And it's always great to be able to have a good trading day straight after you have a losing day. So that's great. It doesn't always happen that way, but when it does, it's a great feeling. So we enjoyed the London and New York session today. The guys in the room had a great time as well. So, I'd love to invite you guys. Come over to fab-tradershaven.com. Join us in the live rooms. We'd love to see you in London and New York. Ronan runs the New York session for us. I'm sure you'd love to have you in his session as well. So we'll see you there. Cheers.